What makes a villain terrifying? Is it the power they hold? The cruelty they inflict? Or is it the fact that they actually existed?
Don't forget who you are working for now.
We meet Amon Goeth, played by Ralph Fiennes, a Nazi commandant, a man of chilling calmness, and the figure so cruel, so disturbingly real that he has become one of the most haunting villains in film history. Well, I need to say this, Schindler's List isn't just a movie I admire most. It's a film I respect. Spielberg made it in complete black and white, stripping away all cinematic glamour. No tricks, no filters, just raw and heavy imagery that feels closer to a documentary than a Hollywood drama. That's why in this video we've explored what makes Amon Goeth, the Nazi officer portrayed in Schindler's List, one of the most horrifying villains ever shown on screen.
Finish. Enjoying the lines, little Polish picking soldier.
Now Ralph Fiennes, the actor behind this horrifying character, he was only in his early 30s when Spielberg gave him the role, and yet his performance is traumatically terrifying. He didn't overplay it, he didn't roar or shout, he played Goeth calmly, controlled, almost polite, and that's what makes it so chilling. His acting is terrifyingly good because his character was real. Crimes did not created in writer's room, they are actually happened in history. But to truly understand the horror, we need to understand the reality of real Amon Goeth. In the year of 1908, he was born in Vienna, Austria. When Hitler rose to power, Goeth joined the SS, the brutal Nazi organization responsible for many war crimes. In 1943, Goeth was appointed the commandant of Plazow concentration camp. This wasn't just a labor camp, it was a place of murder, abuse and fear. And Goeth ruled it like a king, a monstrous king. Survivors describe him as an unpredictable and sadistic villain. He will stand on his balcony in the morning, sometimes coffee, sometimes cigarette in one hand and rifle in the other, and shot prisoners at random, sometimes just to remind everyone that he could. He let his dogs loose on inmates. He beat and executed people in front of others, often laughing as he did it. Goeth wasn't just enforcing the Nazi policies, he turned cruelty into his own form of entertainment. And the scariest part, Spielberg didn't exaggerate him. If anything, survivors testified that the real Goeth was worse than what we see on screen. Goeth was a product of Nazi system, and the system itself was built on fear, power and destruction. The Nazis built over 40,000 camps between 1933 and 1945. These concentration camps was blessed with mass killings, daily executions and zero accountability. And these things remind us that real villain doesn't wear a monster mask. For understanding deeply about Amon Goeth, actor Ralph Fiennes studied Amon Goeth's SS records, read survivor accounts, and even gain weight to match his physical appearance. His movements, posture and voice, everything is grounded in real reports of Goeth's behavior. Some survivors who visited the set said that Fiennes looked exactly like the real Amon Goeth. Imagine being haunted by the ghost who wants to kill you or standing just feet away from you, that brought back to life through an actor. Fiennes himself later said he didn't try to act evil, he simply tried to think as Goeth thought. A man who saw cruelty as routine. The subtlety is what makes his performance unforgettable. That iconic black uniform with polished boots, sharp cuts and skull insignias wasn't just a clothing, it was a weapon, a psychological weapon.
Nobody knows who stole the chicken.
Tell him about
A man
the
walks around with a chicken and nobody notices this.
Ralph Fiennes' character Amon Goeth is always immaculate. His uniform was spotless, perfectly fitted. Against that we see prisoners in rage, stripped of dignity. The costume design makes the hierarchy brutally clear. One man gleaming with power, and thousands reduced to shadows. For the making this movie, Spielberg's vision was to strip away any scenes of Hollywood. He filmed in authentic locations, even at the Auschwitz. He used the handheld cameras for chaotic scenes, for example scenes like these. Or these. There are so many scenes in this movie that are captured by handheld cameras because these feel unpolished, immediate, like footage captured in the moment. He chose to black and white because he wanted it to feel timeless, almost as if history itself has been filmed. And then there is a girl in red coat, the only color in the entire film. She wasn't a literal figure from history, she was a symbol of innocence in the world consumed by cruelty. Later, when her lifeless body is seen among corpses, it becomes one of the most devastating images in cinema history. Making Schindler's List was terrifyingly brutal for everyone who involved in this project. Spielberg has admitted he cried almost every day on set. Ralph Fiennes too carried a heavy burden. Survivors on set told him his resemblance to Goeth was uncanny. Some couldn't even look at him while he wore the uniform. For them, it was too real, too painful. And here's a remarkable fact. Spielberg shot the entire film in just 72 days. Fast, intense and relentless. He said he couldn't have gone longer. The emotional cost was already too great. For entire crew, every day on set feels like a going through hell.
Power is when we have every justification to kill. And we don't.
So, why is Amon Goeth one of the most terrifying villains in film history? Because he isn't fiction. Steven Spielberg and Ralph Fiennes didn't invent him, they resurrected him. A man who lived in comfort while orchestrating misery. A man who killed innocent people for sport. Who abused power. Who embodied the banality of evil. That's why Schindler's List is unforgettable. It's not just about Oscar Schindler saving lives. It's about looking into the face of cruelty and realizing it doesn't always look like a monster. Sometimes it looks like a man in clear uniform. And that's why this film is my one of the most favorite films of all time. Because this film is always stay with me. It doesn't let us forget. So thank you for watching. If this video moved you, please like, share and subscribe for more explanation into the power of cinema. So have a great day, keep watching films, keep learning, keep inspiring and enjoy the different frames of cinematic beauty.